Hi, welcome to Chat and Craft with Lorraine. I'm Lorraine Tierney, and I am here today just to show you how to cut your paper for this 6x6 one sheet wonder that we did on Zoom on April 30th. So this is a really fun way to use a 6x6 piece of paper. You can use one that starts as 6x6, or you can cut a piece of 12x12 into 6x6 and use that. So let me switch over my camera so I can show you. Here are the cards I posted ahead of the class. So this uses a piece of patterned paper from the Mediterranean Blooms pack. And I consider this paper to not have an obvious up or down or right side. It's just kind of an all over pattern. And I put the pieces right on the card base. This is a basic beige card base. I will still probably put a white piece on the inside to write on, but I used it like that. And then I added this optional, I've got some gunk, excuse me. There we go. An optional piece of cardstock right here. This is just 1/4 of an inch by like 5 3/4, kind of like this. You just glue it on so that it hangs off both edges, and then you just snip those edges. But I want to show you how to cut your 6x6 paper, and I want to show you with a piece of paper that has directional images, and then I'll show you a set of cards that I made from this. So the first thing I'm going to do on my 6x6 is with a ruler and a pencil. I'm going to mark 1 inch down from each corner. I just have to pull that down a little bit so I can see this. And then I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to mark 1 inch down again from each corner. And I'm going to keep going around like that until I get all 4 corners marked. 1 inch. Okay. Then with our trimmer, we're basically going to cut from a 1 inch over here to a 1 inch on the other side. Okay. But we're going to do that by putting that mark, that little tick mark at 1 inch there in my trimmer and 1 inch here. And one way to check if you're doing it right, since every piece of paper has 4 corners, you want 2 corners on this side of your cutting line and 2 corners on the other side of your cutting line. And that will ensure that you're doing it right. So I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to leave my 2 pieces as close together as I can. And then I'm going to turn it. I turned it 90 degrees so that I have another tick mark at the top and one at the bottom. Okay, and this doesn't have to be microscopically exact, as close as you can. And we cut through, and I now have 4 shapes like that. And my planes are still going right side up. Okay, we want our planes to not be flying sideways, not be flying upside down. So I'll show you quickly how I proceeded from there. So these, I showed you, these are directly on a card base. I could do that, except that I forgot to score my card base. This is a 4 1/4 by 11. So I'm going to score it at 5 1/2. Okay. So I can do that. And then the corner of this piece of paper, only one piece still has two sides of a corner. We don't really have a corner here, and we have no corner there, just points. But here we have a corner. That would go just like this. Whoops. Right into the corner. Okay. The next piece, pretend that one is a side. The next piece, you can't put it in that same top corner because your planes would be flying wonky. You need to keep moving it until you get your planes flying the right way. So this one would have to go in a bottom corner. Okay, so a corner and a corner. When you get to this one, it's pretty easy. It goes right, oh, it doesn't go right there. You have to turn your card the long way, and it goes right there. And then for this one, you're going to turn your card into the portrait position again, and it's going to go there. Okay, and then you have coordinating pieces of cardstock that you would put on here, glue it on, and trim it off. I made these. I'm going to show you some a little bit differently. I used a mat. And so I put my pieces on a mat. I did the same thing. Put this on here and then cut it off. I did not leave a border. Okay, I just put it onto the white. And I'll show you, I used the Adventurous Sky bundle. It goes with the paper that you see right there. This is the stamp set, Adventurous Sky. It's got some nice planes, Father's Day sentiment, happy birthday, and then it has dies that cut out some planes. Are there two sheets of dies? No, they all fit on that. So here's what I put together. Let me get this out of the way. Okay, so this one has a die cut plane and a stamped and die cut cloud behind it. And then I used, I think that's like a fuselage stamp on that. This one I used the new swirling embossing folder, and I colored my plane in. I used a blender pen and some ink to color the plane in with a circle and some clouds. This one I put my plane on a wobble. Boy, I am getting smudges on my cards. And I used an embossing folder right there. And then this one, I did the smaller plane and some clouds and a smaller circle with "You Always Lift Me Up." So that's how you can do a 6x6 one-sheet wonder. If it's not directional, you can have them all go the same way or have them, alternate just a little bit. You can put them right on the card base, or you can put them on a mat and then put them on a card base from there. Just keep moving it around. Your corner has to go in a corner. That's all you need to remember. Thanks, and I hope you'll give this layout a try. Bye-bye.